Hey friends, it's Teresa, and today I'm sharing with you the Lovely Florals workshopping kit from Stampin' Up. Now, at the time of recording, the kit has sold out, but the Designer Series paper and sticker sheet are still available. I still wanted to show this to you because I'm going to do something unexpected with this, and that was the gist of this video. So let's take a look at it. Here is the sticker sheet. And you can see it's very florally and beautiful colors. And the colors is what drew my attention to this. Now this sheet will be unique to the workshopping kit. So if you have purchased it already, you will have these sheets. And you can tell this because the back is blank. If this was a pattern sheet, it would be most likely also in the Designer Series paper pack. And this is a beautiful purple. And on the back is a very light orange. Not sure if you can see it to its full extent. Again, you get a couple of sheets of each design in these packs. Here's a nice green, and on the back, a pretty floral. This, I believe, is the peacock color. And this actually is the orange that I wanted to purchase the entire pack for. I do have plans for the other papers, but this was mainly my incentive to purchase. Here is another sheet that is going to be unique to the pack because again, or to the kit, because it is blank on the back, but this was a cut apart sheet. You get two, and then you get some cardstock, and as always, the 12 by 12 is two-sided, one the original and one a lighter version. I believe that's Blackberry Bliss, that purple, but we will take a look at the colors here in a minute. With the cardstock, they give you enough to follow their patterns. So some of their patterns require extra cardstock other than one page. And then you will see that they've included photo placemat holders, and then they've included some pull aparts and stickers that they have labeled. These are pull aparts, cut aparts, and they've labeled which project it goes to if you follow their instructions, but you can obviously feel free to be as creative as you like. And again, these tell you which project, which is a little handy. And then they've thrown in some White Daisy cardstock. White Willow cardstock with Stampin' Up. And then this is their instruction sheet. So if you follow their instructions, their cutting guide, you can create the pages that they've designed. And I'm probably going to follow it mostly to a T with this purple, but it's this orange one that you are going to see a big difference with. And it does give you a cutting guide for 3 double page layouts. And the pack sheet is going to tell you which are the coordinating colors. And this is the pack sheet. And the coordinating colors are Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, Timid Tiger, White Willow. And so this is what you can expect when you purchase a workshop kit. for scrapbooking from Stampin' Up. Now, rumor has it that the kits are going to actually come labeled on the back of the pages with cutting guides as well in the future. And we don't know exactly how that's going to pan out because these pages are double-sided. So that's something to stay tuned for. And why don't I show you now some of the layouts I've created with this kit. So at this point, I have my papers cut out for project 1, and I have my photos matted, that they were called to be matted. And let me just take you through this real quick. So this is project 1. And you can see they tell you how to cut these papers. And I'm using the orange from project 3, but I'm not going to do their patterns. So I set those aside and I'm not cutting them. And I looked through and found all of the directions for cutting for project 1. And you see it's noted 1G, 1A, and then even on the cut apart sheet, they have them labeled. So you know which one to cut out. And in this situation, it's for project 1. And I just went through each of these pages and I looked for project 1 and I cut those out. Now, how do I keep them all separated so I know what I'm doing? So these are all the items that we cut out. So how do I keep these separated so I know what I'm doing? Well, these are the base pages. I know what those are. But as I'm cutting these pattern and cardstocks out, I'm labeling to match what was on that pattern. And that way, I know exactly where everything's going to go when I match these back up with the pattern itself. So I'm going to put these together and I'll be right back. Now, as I'm putting these patterns together, you can see that they have given you the measurements and placement of where everything is supposed to go on these pages. And like I said, for this particular layout, I'm going to follow this rather closely. So what's the best way to follow these instructions and get your measurements aligned up? I am traveling right now. I'm actually in my RV, and so I have this old retired mat from Close to My Heart. When I'm at home, I like to use another item, and it's actually magnetic, so I can hold the paper down a little bit steadier with magnets, and the name of it is escaping me at this moment, but I will put a link to it down at the bottom. And then there's also glass mats that are really popular right now, and you can get those from a variety of places like scrapbook.com. But right now this is what I'm using, and you can see there's measurements, and I also will pull out a T-square, which I will link one down below to help me line everything up. Now, I don't have the bride and groom's permission to put them on air, so I covered their faces, but this is the finished page 1 of the layout. And this is mostly finished. I printed the photos a little too large for the size that it's calling for, which is 3 by 3. But this is the second page, and I did follow the instructions precisely. Now we'll look at this other layout. So we're finally back home, and I was able to pull out my Scenic Adventure dies and create this mountain die here. I was using the orange papers from the paper pack, and for a little added twist, made the feminine papers match up with the sports theme. Of course, we are Denver Broncos fans here in Colorado, and this was for tailgate weekend a couple years ago. And so I just saw this orange paper. I thought that would be fun to document our Broncos days. And I just love this die. Unfortunately, it's no longer available, but it just adds a little something to the page and emphasizes that we are in Colorado. Here is the second page. And again, I used the campground placard card for a little bit of ephemera, and I used my stamps from my stash to create these footballs and wording for the game. And these flowers I added, again, for a little feminine touch, because us women were football fans too, and those came in the paper pack. So I hope you like these layouts that I made with the Lovely Florals collection. If it is still available, I'll link it down below with any other items. And I hope you have a great day. Please like and share my video and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon with another couple of layouts. Bye-bye.
Cutie little darling, my heart is starting to beat a little faster. Oh, what a sweet disaster.